Hello and welcome along to another episode. I'm here at Kevin and Jim Kehoe's again. We're here in November or so looking at the end of the last season. We've sat down since and had a look at all of last year's figures, financial and physical, and put a bit of a plan together of what we want to achieve in 2025. So yeah, the whole thing is probably achieving more output with lower costs. We feel that the herd is well and truly capable of doing a lot more production. Looking at what they were doing in autumn, we feel that they should be able to peak at 2.5 kilos of milk solids a cow on grass at peak time leading into mating time. So today we want to just have a look at where they're tracking, looking at the road from silage as a dry cow through to transition into calving, what happens post calving, and then as they go out to grass, and looking at grass allocation, making sure that that is done correctly and that we are accounting for the right utilization. Things are still fairly marginal at the moment as far as ground conditions go, so I find that on a lot of farms that I'm going to, there's not enough being accounted for losses, and probably a lot of farmers are under allocating cows. So we're going to look at all those sort of things. The boys are busy, but yeah, we'll catch up with them now and see what's going on. Yeah, so here with Jim. Kevin's gone off to do some feeding. So yeah, Jim, we're just looking at these cows over here. They're the far off April
calvers. So yep. We're feeding them 9 kilos of silage and 3 straw. So we're just trying to make sure they don't become too fat for calving, something we can manage. They're batched into groups. So if you look down there, that's the March group. They're 10 kilos of silage and 2 kilos of straw. And then down further is February. So yeah, we're separating different groups and they're all getting different diets on it. And then we're just going through as we get closer to the calving time. They get moved into the close-up group, which is here. They're on 10 and 2 as well, and they're getting soya as well. So
the straw in the diet all the way through?
Yeah. It's we have high K silage.
Yeah.
And then we're feeding meal as well to get the energy levels up to avoid ketonic
milk fevers. Yeah.
Milk fevers.
Yeah. So I mean that's the big thing, isn't it? You know, high potash silage. High risk of milk fevers, so yeah. 10 kilos of dry matter of silage, 2 kilos of straw, and then adding oats and soya, yeah?
Yeah, oats and soya, then it just brings the energy levels up, so when they come into the parlour then for that the colostrum quality is good, so it just helps the energy levels of the cows. But yeah, we're constantly going through the cows and the numbers are constantly changing. There's about 150 cows there at the moment, but like we had 12 calves last night, so there's going to be numbers are going to change again, and we're going to have to bring more cows through. Just, you know, it flows fairly well at the moment. So
just transition from sort of far off to within a month.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a look at those other cows. So the close-up group, and they're getting magnesium flakes.
They're getting the minerals in the mag through the silage that's mixed in with the feeder over there. So yeah,
so you have got the tub feeder, so you have got a mixer wagon that's quite handy to just manage all that mixing. That's really good. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, so these are the close-up group. How close?
Then the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks. So anything different with these? Are these getting more meal or more magnesium at all?
Well, you see the March and the February's, they're not getting meal, so it's just it's just the close-ups that are getting the meal.
Yeah, okay.
They're here, so it's the bottom 2 cubicles down, and it's very easy managed. Just keep an eye on everything, and then when they're going to calve down, we have the gates set up, so it's just a case of closing the gates, putting them in the shed, and then we can watch them from there. So like in the shed, you can go from anything from 1 or 2 cows up to around 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And they'll calve in the next few hours. Like we try and just put them in the shed just when they're going to calve.
Yeah.
We don't try and keep them in the shed all day. Like.
No. So yeah, the close-up group, and then straight into basically the calving area. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's funny coming from New Zealand and cows just dropping calves in a paddock.
Yeah.
It's such a different world, you know, but it's really well managed, and I think a good example of how it should be done. Quite good at the moment because the milker cows are out on grass. That means you've got a lot of space in
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you come down on a nice day and it's like cubicles are free, they're just lined and they're ready to come in when the weather turns on us again. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of conversations me and you have had over the comparison with New Zealand and what we're doing, and
Yeah.
it's just it's day and night. Like we're constantly monitoring, constantly keeping an eye on them, making sure everything's right. And
Yeah, because you've got a night carver on as well, haven't you?
yeah, we have a night carver. So there's always somebody here, and then you know, we've got to keep an eye on everything that's going on. And I don't know whether, you know, you're keeping an eye on too much or whatever, if there's such a thing on it. But like last night, you know, we had 12, so it was good. Come in the morning, put them into the parlour, and no worries. Like.
And what do you do? So cows are calving. You take the calf off the dam fairly much straight away and feed them colostrum yourself?
We try and get 3 litres into them. So we test all the colostrum in the parlour in the morning. So anything that's bad is thrown out, and anything that's good is kept till it's over 22. We keep it in the water then and ready to go. So yeah, anything that's calving down straight away, you know, we might leave the mothers left there to lick the calf and everything, and then we have the protocol in the shed. We have all of the information on the sheet, so the name of the number of the cow. We have collars for the calves, so you know, the calving difficulty, the iodine, cow painted, colostrum was the cow bolus. Anything third lactation up is bolus. So
yeah, calcium bolus. Yeah. So yeah, clean bedded. These cows are due to calve pretty much soon. Yeah, that's
so there's one
area
there that's painted up. She's already calved. Actually, 2. There's only one in the shed that needs to.
Oh, okay.
Is going to calve down. So we know. Usually we have the gates across. Anything that calves is put over on the other side. But if they're left during the day, and it could be a few hours, or you know, we don't know how long they'll be.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier just to leave the gates open so they can go over and they can get silage or whatever, to get water. So yeah, here's what I meant about the collars on the calves. So when the cow calves down, we'll align it up on the sheet, so we'll have exactly what the number of the cow is, and then the collar on the calf, and then we can just easily see what's after going on and just monitor it easier. It's the system works well.
Yeah.
It's working well so far.
Yeah. So you put the collars on until they're tagged.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Thankfully, the jack there hasn't been used and wasn't used last year, so we can go for another year without the jack being used.
That would be amazing. Yeah. So yeah, you even the Belgian Blues and everything else, you haven't had to use a jack.
No.
Nice.
No. The Belgian Blues are put on the bigger cows we have, and they've been no problems so far with the Belgian Blues. They're all calving down.
Touch wood.
Yeah, exactly.
So, man, there's a few calves in here, right?
Yeah, the shed, God, it fills up quick. Actually, we're into the second shed already.
Yeah, okay. So you got 2 sheds like this?
Yeah, they're identical, they're the same. So, yeah, most of these are replacement heifers. Then you still have your Charlies and your beef, but most of them are replacements. And
so what happens with the beef calves? They leave the farm reasonably soon, go to the mart, or?
Yeah, they'll be going to the mart, and we have different buyers, so we've people constantly coming back from, which is good.
Yeah.
The calves are looked after well, so.
Yeah, like it makes no difference whether it's a heifer calf or a beef calf.
Yeah.
They all get treated the same. Yeah.
Exactly.
All get the colostrum and the treatment exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful shed. You know, it feels. It's not drafty, but it's airy and. Yeah,
like even with the draft, like we make sure we have the board underneath the door. There's no draft getting in there. Really trying to make sure that the calves are as well looked after as we can, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're offered straw and starter mix as well there. On the chart here, we've all the tag numbers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, colostrum cows. So, doing not a bad job, because it's not exactly Ground conditions are marginal enough, aren't they?
Yeah, they're soft.
So
But where they've been so far, there's good access to the paddock. Like we worked on that in the last year. There's a point over there that they've coming through. The roadway's done here.
yeah.
So far it's easy enough to manage on this paddock, so it's good for an access point.
Yeah, so the main mob, so this is everything that's calved more than 4 days and in the main mob, yeah?
Yeah.
So this had a cover of somewhere around the 700 or 800, or in real money 2200, 2300 total covers.
700 or 800.
700 or 800 in Irish terms, because we've got to do everything a little bit differently. Yeah, look, they're not going to eat much more out of this, are they? So yeah, the plan is to probably get them out of here and get a bit of silage into them before milking. They're not going to come back out this way after milking tonight, are they?
No. Just paddock.
So this is a big thing, I suppose. You know, going to a lot of grazing herds, seeing these sort of decisions, you know, and the question is, are these cows going to achieve much more out of this? So they look like they've got good rumen fill and they're happy enough. They usually, so they have grass day and night at the moment.
Yeah.
And 2 kilos a meal.
Yeah.
So no silage in the diet for these most of the time. It's just today they're going to come in because under allocated.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy days. So it's funny because a lot of people would think you need to be feeding cows 4 or 5 kilos a meal at the moment, and you know, if you're on grass, and you know, if you want cows to peak high. But I guess my philosophy is more that at the moment their intakes are quite low, so as a percentage of the total diet, you know, they don't need to be consuming 4 or 5 kilos a meal. But probably these are getting to a point where on grass and utilization not being optimal, they probably 2 kilos is light enough, I feel. How do you feel about it?
I suppose it's all weather dependent, what way ground is, things like that. You know, you know, if I'm happy enough with the way they're going in terms of grazing grass and they look full coming out of a paddock, then I'd be happy enough to stick at 2 kilos. But you know, the way it is at the moment, the way kind of grass is, yeah, I wouldn't have any objections to anyone feeding 3 kilos this time of year. Wouldn't bother me, like.
What time would they have come out here this morning?
Oh, they were out here at probably 5:45.
Oh, okay, so it's nearly 11 o'clock, so they've had a good feed too, yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, we wound it back. We wound it back like 2 or 3 hours. You know, they're typically coming out at 9 o'clock, like, whereas now we're back a bit. So
yeah, you're milking early.
We like being up early.
Yeah, so thanks to the lads for the time. I know time is tight at this time of the year, so yeah, thanks for the time for looking at all that. But there's also a good opportunity to just look at making sure that everything's going well, and I was very comfortable with the way the cows look. There's good rumen fill on those cows that have calved, you know, more than 4 days. Everything's running well. Calves look fantastic. So yeah, back in December I ran an event for clients. I had Aaron Brown from Trail Nutrition come down and speak about calf rearing, and so you know, it was all about offering higher volumes, I suppose, primarily in the early stages. So those calves, within a week to 10 days, they're drinking 7 litres per calf per day now. So yeah, for little crossbred calves, that they're consuming good volumes now. So everything's going really well. So everything's on track. So the next time we visit, hopefully will be probably leading up to peak production. So we'll see if we've managed to get cows achieving peak production without feeding them massive volumes of concentrate to do that. And hopefully, you know, the idea is at that stage that we'll have to offer the cows somewhere around 18 kilos of dry matter grass and 2 kilos a meal perhaps to do what they're doing at that point. So yeah, hopefully everything's on track. Hope you enjoyed that, but a bit more hopefully informative and relevant to what's happening on Irish farms at the moment. Hopefully I'll have another video out next week rather than being as long as what I have been. Thanks for watching.